Hello everybody! Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the Lotro Twitch channel here on twitch.tv/Lotro stream, and I am your host, Little Redhead. I'm currently trying to encourage the cat to get away from my keyboard, but at least she's not on the keyboard, so you know, gotta enjoy the little things. Alright, so let's see, where are we today and what are we doing? Well, right now I'm standing in housing because that seems like the thing to do. Also, there are some boxes here I haven't looked at today, so I think I'll take a look at those. But then I think we are going to go back over to Mordor and do some more of those Allegiance quests because we have some deeds that are outstanding for those, and it would be really handy to keep making some progress on that. So let's grab some of these goodies. Hey, and there is an Affadil. Hello, Affadil. And, oops, hang on a second. Wrong direction. There we go. I'll come over and touch some boxes right behind you. Okay. Orc server is down. I did hear that the EU servers were going to be down for maintenance today. Until I think another hour from now. So we were debating whether we were going to be on Peregrine or Mary today, and decided to go with Pippin because Mary's definitely closed right at the moment. Excuse me. So yeah, I hear ya. I understand. Oh, I think I should get another box of these. All right. Let's see. How is my window looking? 7 days. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so I think what we are going to do is, hello. Oh, we should go off to the various places and pick up their quests. So you want to do Hobbits? All right. So we are going to go to Gondor Mordor, to Bartharenian, because that's where there's a couple of hobbits hanging out that know us. And we're going to go say hi to them. Actually, a handful of hobbits, because there's the quest giver. She knows us. And then Merry and Pippin are there, and they know us. And I think Sam is there. So yeah, a whole bunch of hobbits there that know us. So we're going to go right past this Hobbit collection box and go over here to Aster Hayward and see what's her daily quest of the day. Oh, this is the wrapper quest for today in general, which is do 4 Allegiance quests in Dor Amarth or Agernath. So that all of it counts, which is great. Now our daily for her is a quest for, sorry, an errand for Pippin. So today's request comes from Peregrine Took. He seemed quite consumed with some amusing prospect, for he would not stop laughing while he recounted his request to me, but he insisted that its completion would light the night sky with a sign of hope for all, and just wait until Gandalf sees this. So I'm sure whatever he's planning, it will be something very helpful. She doesn't know him very well. He asked for adventurers to collect combustible powder and parchment paper from Fusham Tum, an enemy encampment in southern Dor Amarth. Peregrine believes that they are kept together at several locations in the camp, so if you find one, you should be able to find the other. He'll also need pinches of sulfur to complete the project, and those can be obtained from the salamanders, rockworms, or fire grims. All right, she says, good luck finding these things. Perhaps I will look around here and see if I can find a cure for Peregrine's giggles. Yeah, they ain't gonna have it. And then lastly, we have a weekly, which is basically go and do stuff in a bunch of different places, which today and other places include. So today's featured items are these quests. So this is Dor Amarth. We need to go into an instance and need to claim some encampments, like a series of 3 or 4 of them, or 5 of them, 4 or 5 of them. This one is defeating some foes. And then we have a large presence of Oleg High, and believe the leaders are planning an attack. So infiltrate the camp. Okay, and then lastly, search for lesser artifacts in the rubble. And then we also have some for Agernath here. So we'll grab those too. Let's see, we have a Gamnakur and his pack deep in the Morkal Rugth. Deep in the Morgoth Rugth looks the dire wolf Gamaknur. Okay, so he's a dire wolf. Conquest of Mordor requests an adventurer to remove him and his pack. Okay. And then we've got to deal with some Nurburg. Let's see. A particularly dangerous colony. Okay. So we'll go thin their numbers. We're going to claim a series of encampments. And we need to go into a resource instance. So that should be everything for that one, and everything for that one, and everything from her. Okay. So we have a bunch of stuff that we have picked up. We should go pick up the dailies from the others, right? Yeah. Groovy. So that was the Hobbits. So now I'm going to go to... Let's see. I had them in a row, didn't I? Sure, Hall of the King. That'll work. Hey, Skagosi says, good evening, little red-handed before her. Good evening. We are continuing to work on the deeds for the Mordor Allegiances. So we're going to see how far we can make it on these. So we're going to go right by the collection box because we haven't collected anything yet. Talk to this guy. And he has a specific request to these guys. He's heard the worries of Mithrandir and the others concerning some foul disease that spreads within the swamps of Agarnath. So he wants us to defeat boars and wolves, for the disease has caused them to engage in a frenzied madness, and then look at a number of infected creatures and provide our opinion on this disease's spread. Interested particularly in plague flies, bog lurkers, gore crows, and infectious plague rats. Know that you'll be rewarded for your observations. Okay, sure, we could do that. Okay. How about Hall Under the Mountain? That's the next one I have on my list here. Cool. We'll go say hi to the dwarves. Did you say dwarves? The dwarves. There's a comedian who does some funny stuff online about as if Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, yeah, are talking to each other. Okay, here's our daily quest from this guy. And let's see. So our adventurers have not balked at crossing the Mountains of Shadow and exploring the Plateau of Gorgoroth, but their families do not always share in their boldness. And one of our scouts, who's faced dangers, his wife has prepared a package for him and insists that someone deliver it to him. Seems that every week she has a new package to send him, but I don't want to tell her this can't be done. So can you bring this week's package and to the guy? And while you're there, can you defeat some foes? That will be there'll be some justification for you making this journey. Okay, sure, we can do that. And of course, these are already in my inventory because it's the same set of stuff that they post. They like go around to the 4 different places and post these signs. All right, the last place we haven't been is the elves, so we're going to go talk to the elves. Yeah, are you saying dwarves? Dwarves. It's very subtle. Okay, and then she, as on behalf of the elves, of all the lands of Gorgoroth, she says, it is Agarnath, whatever, that I find most offensive. Blech. That's because it's hard to say. That is a land twisted, corrupted by plague and disease. I think you elves should just rename it. That'd be great. And it saddens my heart to hear of it, she says. The beauty in that place has been gone for thousands of years, but it pains me to know of its loss. The corruption in has had a withering effect upon the beasts that roam and the foul swamp land. It should be given, they should be given an end, for that would be a mercy. As for the orcs and urks that lurk, it is not a mercy I wish for them, but an ending that will safeguard the unfortunate wanderers that must walk in the land. See to both of these aims, and return to me for my thanks and a small reward. Okay, so we have picked up many quests for the targeted regions for the day, and we've picked up the quests that are specific to the 4 factions for today. And we picked up the wrapper for the week and the wrapper for today. Now, we can go to some other places and pick up more quests, although I'm at 64 to 65, so I would say we don't pick up any more quests. Yes, we are so full. We had first breakfast, and then I'm sure there's an analogy there somewhere between how many quests we picked up and, you know, Hobbit's eating. It's there somewhere. Okay, so we are here. Yes, we're on fourth breakfast. We want to talk to this guy? Where are we going?
Come then.
Agonath Ranger Camp? Okay, that's good. I'll go there. Oh, okay. We're going to check and see if we got everything, because we did actually pick up a bunch of stuff already. So, where are you? There you are. Okay, so, yeah, there's nothing new to pick up there, so that's convenient. Is that Drake useful to us? I mean, in general it is. I'm at 11 out of 20 of something. That. Yeah, so, you know, why not? Now, these don't have the stuff we need for Pippin, but, you know. I guess he'll take out a couple salamanders. Why not? Good evening, says MPM Franz. Hi, good evening to you, too. All right, well, I got us up to 14. What?
I'm gonna read that question.
What?
From my tracker.
Oh, from a tracker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to just take us to your camp somewhere? Yeah, it's like my physical.
Hang on, this guy counts for a whole bunch of stuff. And possibly the boar. Excellent. See, we're doing all sorts of good stuff for this place. What about that crow? I don't see a crow. Do the swarms count for anything?
Not these swarms.
Oh, okay.
But some swarms.
Oh, okay, I see a thing. Oops, look at that. I probably just took out like a little swamp rat or something. Sorry, little swamp rat. Oh, there's another crow. What's that? I am definitely enjoying my on-the-go shooting. Oh, we don't need this guy. We're done with swampy boars, I guess.
Need wolves still.
Oh, we still need wolves. Okay. Say wolves. 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 Okay, there's one.
Now we need to look at
Yeah, we do need to look at some things. We are... Oh, we're way down here at the bottom. Okay. Although, what does it think we're doing down here? Request a casual something. Oh. I marked the spread of the disease in the plague rat. Do I need to look at that plague rat too? No, probably not. Do I need to look at the crow?
Yeah, let's look.
I marked the spread of the disease in the gore crow. That's why we needed the crows. I'm like, I know.
Well, there were also just random beasts.
Yeah, fair. Do we need to look at a swamp boar?
We need bog pepper and plague fly.
Apparently not. Okay. What's this guy on the ground? That's a rat.
We could probably.
You want me to do a search or something?
No. You can look for plague fly. Look for it.
Oh, here's a plague fly.
Bloody, sorry. Bloody.
A swarm. Oh. No, it's just a plain old plague fly. I see. Yeah, let me just do a quick search for beasties. Let's find anything that's bloody. Answer to that is a no.
How about we map it?
Yeah. And in fact, you can see on the map that we're in a little bubble of what would be, what does it think that is? Swamp full. A swamp full of something. Defeat orcs and orcs. But the other stuff's not here. Oh, there's an ambush. Okay. Do you want to look at that? The swamp boar, I don't think counts. He wants to look at you, though. Oh, we're by Viznak's hideout. Oops, went the wrong way. Sorry.
Yeah.
You want to think I should look at this tree rat?
Yeah. Well, you should use your net.
Oh, the net thing. Oh, okay. I can do that. I got one. Yeah. Nope, that's a swamp thingy.
And to your left, a bloody bog lurker.
Where? Oh, well, look at that guy too. We mark the spread of the disease on all these things. These poor guys.
Yeah. Here's a tree rat.
Hey, let's get that sneaky tree rat. So sneaky. Got it. I got two. Not as, I think they're a little more sneaky than our cats.
Wait, I think there are as many trees.
Yeah, that's right. If we give our cats more trees, maybe they'd be sneakier. Okay, I have caught this tree rat almost. Yep. I think I saw one. There's one in a tree over here. That'll be 4. Oh, we got 35 raiders coming in. Well, hello, raiders. Welcome. We are running around in Mordor. Goshel says, hope you are all well. We are. I think we're doing pretty good here. Oh, hang on. I got to catch this tree rat. I mean, as well as one can do when you're hanging out in Mordor, right? Or I guess we're in Agarnath. But in the, Plateau of Gorgoroth, Mordor zone, we're doing Black Book of Mordor stuff, but we've done a lot of it. So what we're doing right now is working on the allegiances and doing a bunch of allegiance quests. So we've been kind of like doing those for the last few weeks so people can kind of see what that looks like. So if you're ever doing this yourself, you'd be like, ow, now I got it. So, Goshel, I assume you were also playing some Lotro? All right, and sneaky tree rat done. After spending a month questing in Mordor, says Goshel, I was so looking forward to Mordor. It is different though. That is for sure. Actually, I haven't minded it necessarily, but it's been like there's all these different zones, and you're spending a lot of time in the Plateau of Gorgoroth, of course. And so within this, we have all these different areas that we've been kind of trucking around to. And I don't know, there's definitely, I sometimes suffer from like everything looks the same in a zone to me. And if I don't have a lot of, what I've discovered is if I have a lot of social time somewhere, so like in the Shire or around like Breetown, then I get a lot more familiar with a space. Or like Minas Tirith from Midsummer. And we just don't do social stuff like, you know, in Mordor, funny that, or in Gondor necessarily, and things like that. So, I don't know. So that's a problem that I run into. It's like I can't necessarily tell you, you know, was here, you want some more affected orcs? We've got a trio over here.
I would get a whole bunch here.
Okay. I will not start something without you. So anyway, yeah, I feel like yeah, fair enough. Before says I find Agarnath feels very distinct from the rest of Mordor. Yeah, it's very swampy. You know, it's definitely got something different going on than just like smoke and ruin. I don't know, it feels a little bit more alive, I suppose, more naturey, which is nice. I do kind of like that part of it, even if it is kind of blighted nature. You know, yeah. Sure, let's go. Oh, and there's, let me see if I can zoom. There we go, some Saragost action. Those windows are wicked. Those are very cool looking. I mean, of course, they are scary looking, but they look really cool. So, yeah. I'm really grateful in this game I can go between like first person and third person kind of stuff, because I do not enjoy being in first person all the time, and I'm glad I can like zoom out. Yeah, so anyway, so we're doing some more Mordor Allegiances stuff. So we went around to the 4 different allegiances. Which, or I put them on my little bar on the bottom now so I can just pull it up really fast. Bam, look at that. So there's the 4 different ones, which are Kingdom of Gondor, Hobbits of the Company. Oh, hang on, I gotta touch this guy, right? Yep. He's like a little teleport. It's pretty cool. He's got a friend there. He's got a friend over here, and he's like, hey, send you from one place to the, I think it sends us inside, right? Now we're inside or on the other side, or yeah, so it's like getting from, I think, out there to in here or something. So, a convenient little transit. Anyway, are we down? Oh, right, we gotta clear out this place of some Norbogs. Nurburgs. That's a mushroom. That's not the same thing. Oh yeah, so anyway, I was just going to show you there's 4 different alliances. Kingdom of Gondor, Hobbits of the Company, Durin's Folk, and the Court of Lothlorien. And as it turns out, you can have all of them, like they can know you, like, you know, we're interacting with them. They give us their travel skill to go visit their, you know, little house, to visit their little headquarters. So what we can do is then we can go to each of their headquarters and pick up the quests of the day and work on them all concurrently, which is great because sometimes they send us to like the same place that we just were, kind of thing, you know. Or did we not need that back? Okay. Yeah, so we're doing that. And then we'll go into some resource instances because there's some of these quests that send us in there. And so we'll go and take care of some stuff in there too. And yeah, it's got nice rewards. Like, you know, you got these branches laying around here. Just pick those up. Do we need to store more Norbogs? Are we done with these guys? Okay. Let's see. Bring your report of the spread of the disease. No, I've got daily request. Casual. That's the one where we have to go to the guy and tell him about it. That was his. We bring your report on the spread of the disease to Takram in the Hall of the King.
Hunting
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at what I've got here. Talk to, I can take that off because we're done. Bring the report, we're done. So we picked up more quests than you can have active on your quest log. So I've got like a bunch of stuff. I really could see where that is. And that one, and that one. Oh, my quest tracker's full. Never mind. Apparently we're saying hello to this direwolf. Let's see. Do I have Aaron Lasglin stuff up that I'm staring at? I do not. Well, so questing wise, we finally did make it out of Mordor, and now we are in Aaron Lasglin, which is like what, like Northern Mirkwood. But they're renaming it because, you know, reclaiming the space from making it less, I don't know, dire filled. It's now a much nicer place. The elves are working on reclaiming it. Oh, cool. Defeated plague direwolves. Thank you. That completed the hunting Gamnakur. Oh, I totally didn't even see him there. Noise. Let's go be whelmed. Not overwhelmed, hopefully. Okay. I'm down with that. Oh, we're hunting a Whelmer. Got it. Let's see. So, yeah. So we're doing some Lotro, obviously. So, yeah, if anybody has anything in the chat they want to talk about, specifically Lotro related is ideal, but it doesn't have to be. Feel free to pop into the chat. We talk about anything. There's no, like, there's no level requirement here. We talk about, you know, beginner stuff, or, you know, hey, how do I do this, or complicated stuff, like whatever. Anything is good. There are no, like, dumb question kind of thing. And then I gotta say hi to a Whelmer. He's sudden. Because he's the sudden Whelmer. I felt suddenly whelmed. Yay, we did it. Yeah, there's definitely a part of me that's like, man, I wish that we could go into more regions that are like the Shire, you know? Or the stakes are a lot lower. And it's a little bit more, I don't know, pleasant feeling. Like the Shire, but yonder. Yeah, I don't know, but it's interesting though, and maybe it's because of the social aspect, but I don't feel a need to hang out in yonder Shire. Like, but people sometimes will make up an excuse for us to go there, so I guess that happens. So I guess that's really what it is. I need more social events to take place in other places. That's what we need. So we need festivals to, like, start spreading out a little bit, maybe. Which means they'd have to be in areas where, you know, it's not too high level for people. We got some Morvals here who have noticed us. I'm not getting the impression that... Oh, it's because we need to claim this base. Okay. So we do need to take out these. Because we need to claim these encampments. So that's what we're doing. Could do some Halloween stuff in Mordor. Yeah, well, the problem is... level. Like, do people... Is it safe to come and do stuff? And the answer is generally no. Not for something like this. If somebody's running around with, like, a level 65 character... probably no. And we do have, I know there's definitely people who will choose to, you know, you take a stone of the tortoise and turtle their characters, keeping them from getting any more experience, and so they just stay at that level. So like I know one of the main people who hosts a lot of stuff on Friday nights, for example, is level 65. So it'd have to be somewhere in Eriador, I think. But it would be cool if, like, you know, there was some stuff. Like if the Yule Festival was located in like Forchel, and then like you could go outside of the town, so it was on landscape. Excuse me. And you could go outside and then like be doing stuff on landscape, some other quests that counted for it. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so I think we just have one more encampment, or is that, yeah. And there should be like a pile of dirt somewhere that we gotta put a, oh yeah, there it is, dirt mound. So these ones that are like, claim the encampment, that's what this is there'll be some sort of enemies that you've got to fight your way through. And then once you've done that, you know, claim the encampment, and you do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have successfully claimed the area. Bam! Yay! All right, cool. What next?
2 more quests. Banners of the Lady of Light.
Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to go destroy some banners, and we're going to look for Shakrum the Ripper. Oh man, now I'm starting to get hungry though, because I didn't really didn't eat a significant meal before streaming. It's my own fault. Yeah. Oh well, I'll just be hungry when I'm done streaming in a couple hours. The good news is both of the cats have moved off my desk. So I saw something. I was looking through the Lotro Discord the other day, and I saw something that Scenario had posted, and he's the one that is mainly in charge of housing. But excuse me, he was saying that the elven housing is basically done and has been. It's just, what do you say, baking? I think he said. Which is to say, I think that he said something about how somebody else has been doing a lot of work on that, like finishing touches and stuff. So, because Sonara's been able to focus on some other things that he needed to be doing, and so somebody else has been taking on some of that work. And so I think it means that there's more stuff that's getting able to be done with it, because I heard something about ceiling hooks possibly in the new elven housing, so that would be exciting. Kind of looking forward to that. Oh, here, so banner I gotta destroy. I seem to be out of cough drops on my desk. Sorry, y'all. I'll just try to drink plenty. So, but anyway, so there's talk that it'll come out, the new Elven premium housing. The new premium housing, which is Elven themed and will be located in Rivendell. So that is supposedly coming out at the same time as Spring Festival, right? Or Anniversary Festival, one of those two. No, I can't remember actually what people said. Because Spring Festival is next month, in like 3 weeks or something. And oh yeah, I did a thing after my stream last week. Hang on. I went ahead and wrote out, oops, hang on. When, and let me close that so I can interact with things. Can't interact with things when I have that open. But I went ahead and wrote out all the dates of upcoming things that were of interest to me, particularly like festivals, and when the LI reward track changes, things like that. Oh, speaking of, the LI reward track changes in 7 days and 22 hours. So if you have things yet to claim on that track, make sure you are keeping an eye on that. because it will run out. Oops, got behind the thing. And anything you don't claim off of it will be gone when they reset it in just over a week. So I guess that'd be a week from tomorrow, then basically it'll be reset. I think that's right. So yeah, you want to make sure that you make sure you get all your stuff. Oh, okay. Backtrack. Oh yeah, so on this current reward track, so basically it's always going to be a bunch of stuff like enhancement runes, ancient script, and sealed traceries. So you get that and of different levels as you go further and further on in the reward track. But then at 25, 50, 75, and 100 are usually something different, some sort of extra special bonus. So this reward track for 25, it is, I should say, a comparable coffer of the Zajani Gallery. I looked at that on the Lotra Wiki. It's like some wall things that look kind of like a mosaic sort of style. So it looks like a way to like fancy up your wall, but just like the piece of the wall where it's hanging. So it doesn't take up the whole wall, just a section of it. All right, so there's a bunch of those different, like 5 or 6, maybe 7 different versions of there. And then like this really fancy looking gazebo. So I'll have to look and see. Oh, don't do that. Remember that didn't work very well last time. I think that's when you got stuck. Anyway, so 25, that's what that is. And it comes in a box. It's a coffer. So you don't have to open it right away. But once you open it, you can't like put stuff back in or anything. But if you get a housing carryall, you can stick everything in the housing carryall. Or get more than one housing carryall, as I've done. Okay, and then 50 is... Oh yeah, a coffer of the blue drakeling. So you get a blue drakeling cosmetic pet. Let me see if I must have it on this character because I did go ahead and open those things. Blue. Where is it? Is it not called blue drakeling? Oh, sapphire maybe? Let's see. Legendary reward track. Oh yeah, it's Sapphire Drakeling. So I pull that little guy out. Oop. So that little blue sapphire guy following me there. That's the, here, let me just shove this up out of the way. So that's the reward for level 50 on this one. Kind of cute, huh? There you go. Corundum. And then 75 was some more housing stuff. It's, because I went and looked at this one. This is a coffer of the Zajani Council. So this was, what was it? Oh yeah, a bunch of like footstools kind of thing. And of different kind of like color and look to them. So different styles, like not, I mean, they all look the same. They just had different like patterns or different colors, that sort of thing. But it looked like it was roughly the same kind of like dimensions, each one of them. And I don't know if you get pairs of them or if there was one of each. I looked this up on the wiki and I can't remember which one it was. With the wall hanging things, I think it was pairs. So you could have like, you know, put 2 of them up or something if you wanted to. But with the footstools, it may have only been 1 of each. Oops, I got stunned. There we go. Are we still looking for banners? No. What are we looking for? Oh, we are looking for banners. Hello. That's 7 out of 10. Ugh. Still got 3 more to find. This place is a little bit of a maze, especially when they stun you all the time like that. Anyway, okay, so the council one, you get the footstools, but then you also get like these chairs, and it's like almost like a throne or something you would see in like a council of state or, you know, something like that, like very like kind of imposing, high back, but very uncomfortable looking chair. And then above the head, where the head would be, on the back of the chair, it looked like there was some sort of like some decorative item that seemed to correspond with maybe, you know, the rank or the position of the person who was sitting there. So there was something like there were crossed swords on one of them, and there was I can't remember what the other thing was, but there were, yeah, so they looked like they had different, like there was a mask or something on one of them. So yeah, so a bunch of different high back chairs representing different positions in a government or something. So that was that. That's what 75 is on the track, and then 100 is another cosmetic pet, which I probably do have it actually. But here, I'll just look it up real quick. So 100 is a deep claw whelp, and I think that's the one where when you summon it out, it makes this like ka-thump. It's really annoying. And then and it like jostles everybody around you as well. It's so weird. So, oops. Okay. I started petting Casper, and I think I woke him up. Well, I wish cosmetic pets like interacted with stuff. That would be kind of fun. I mean, it would be really cool if we could have cosmetic pets that actually did damage or something, or buffed you in some way. But I know that's not what cosmetic pets do. But it would be fun. Yay, just one more. Yay. Indeed.
Okay, clear up pants and stuff. I can do it.
Okay. I am going to take us to Udun.
How's your inventory?
I don't know. Let's take a look. Not terrible yet. Hi, Casper. Welcome back. Yeah, I know. Before it says, wouldn't those be non-cosmetic points at that point? Pets at that point. Yes, I do recognize that. Then they would be, I don't know, what would you call them? Helpful pets or combat pets? That's probably what they would call them, is combat pets, and then they're both sea pets, and that would be like really confusing. Okay, so we're gonna go to Balrud, the Siege of Corruption. Oop, there's some grooming happening over here. Let's see. We're gonna lend aid to those in need. Okay, I'll just go do that.
Home to the red sky.
Oh yeah, these guys.
The village of Balrud,
blue sky,
isolated and with
the
little
woes.
defenses at the end. Of
Red
a
Sky
long
Clan. That's who
mountain
these
path.
folks are. Yeah, they've got some people who've invaded, so we're gonna go and try and help out. So this is fun because it's got a couple things going on. First of all, it's a resource instance, so it's gonna have one particular type of resource, and there's gonna be a bunch of it. So in this case, it's Gorgoroth branches. So I'm gonna be picking up branches like crazy, and then we have yeah, some things that we have to defeat our way through, and then we had some quests that we had picked up. Oh, those might not be in here, but oh, some more branches. Hang on, I'm gonna grab those though. Anyway, when we came in, we had some auto-bestowed quests that happened for us, and one from each of the factions of those, of the alliances that I was talking about earlier. So, allegiances, sorry, not alliances. Thank you. Yeah, so I got a quest from each of, so since I've talked to all four of them gave me one. But if I'd only talked to two of them, or was only, had talked to one of them, I would only get a quest from that particular one, and only just the one quest. Ooh, more branches. So in this case, we got one from the Kingdom of Gondor, which is gather some supplies. From the Elves of Lothlorien, gathering relics. From the Hobbits of the Company, I need to gather some rations. And for Durin's folk, I need to gather some gems. Now, one thing we learned about these resource instances is there's generally two of them that they have you prepared to do in a day before, to accomplish some various quests. So while you are going through those two different ones, there's those things, that auto-bestowed quest of that I'm picking things up. But if I don't get all of them from the one, then I can finish it up in the second one. So don't fret if you're doing one of these and you don't get everything in the first go around. Do the other resource instance of that day, and then you'll find everything else you're looking for. Because we often will get to be like, well, I've finished this one and this one, but I'm still missing one or two over here and one or two over here. And that seems to be normal. I can't climb up. All right, I'll go around. We'll go around. Nice. Well, there should be some wood around here. Oh, right. That's another reason why we're doing this, is because there are some Slayer deeds. And if we're doing our completionist stuff, which we are with these characters, we want to complete all the deeds that we can. And so, yeah, there's some deeds that are only available in the resource instances, or only able to be completed from coming into them, because they're Slayer deeds. And they're Slayer deeds for creatures that are only found inside these instances. So, yeah. You were over by some branches. I thought you were picking them up.
I thought that was a gem.
Oh. Well, that's fair. Well, I'll get those branches out of your way. I clear the branches, and Affodil clears the bad guys, the ambushers. Branches and ambushers. Ooh, Woe's Light. Okay, so now we're doing what was actually requested of us for actually coming in here, which is to collect Woe's Lights. Oh, but I gotta pick up some supplies for the Kingdom of Gondor folks. Hang on. Hang on. So I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of like there. Is because even though it's not visible, I am still, the item is still here. So I was standing on this one, basically, that's no longer here, and trying to click on this other one. So, yeah, it's kind of wild. We did miss some stuff behind us. The peaceful village of the Red Sky clan is now filled with vile orcs. With vile orc taunts of victory. Well, we'll have to deal with that. Okay, so we've picked up a bunch of rations and stuff. Well, only 3. I need 3 out of 8, so we're getting there. Oh, here's another gem on the rock. Did you get that on your way in? Okay. There's a bunch of stuff in here.
Oh, we do have 8 quests.
Yes. And no bad guys. I'm so it's like so weird.
Oh, there were some.
Perhaps there were some and they're no longer there. I wonder where they went. Yeah, they got sleepy and they were feeling very defeated and they went down for a nap somewhere. That's right. One of my favorite quests in here is the is when you're doing the early bingo bop and stuff, and you go and you meet some of the family of his cousin's family, the kids, and Dinadas, I think it is has asked somebody out on a date, and she said no, and so he's like recovering in the in one of the rally circles, the things that you go to when you are defeated and then you come back up. So he's kind of like lounging there, recovering in a defeated circle, and he says, "You see before you a defeated hobbit." I think that's really clever, the way they use the rally circle for a defeated hobbit. So we use that a lot. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's more stuff over here. Hey, these guys haven't been defeated yet. They're feeling very full of inspiration. See, we figure they just get tired and they lay down. They're feeling very defeated. All right. Well, these guys are happy. We've got as the good at harvest, you have saved our home. Well, you're welcome. And someone else says, oh, same person says, keep what you have gathered, for it will be your moon on a clouded night. Nice. Okay. As long as you guys got what you need. Because I can always go get more. Alright. Grab some rations. Get those branches. Got some supplies. Relic. Let's see. I have collected the woes lights. Oh, there's one gem here. I'm at 7 out of 8 gems. And bring the rations, bring the relics, bring the supplies, bring the woes lights. Dr. Candor, yep, I think I'm good. Okay, so we're gonna just portrait exit out of here. So if you're ever not sure how to get out of an instance, because a lot of them don't have like a door or any sort of portal. Some of them in the early stuff do, but most of them don't. You just kind of finish doing what you're doing. Now, sometimes it'll be like, this instance will end in 2 seconds or whatever, and it kicks you out. But if you don't have that sort of situation, or you just want to leave in the middle, you can portrait exit, as we call it. So you right click on your portrait and you get a little drop down menu, and you go down to the bottom one, which will say leave instance, and then it'll pop up as you saw, and it'll say, are you sure? And you say, yes, I am sure. That was really hard to get to. Of course I'm sure. And then it'll give you a little leaving emote where you're kind of like leaning down and looking at something on the ground. And then it'll kick you out. All right, so I'm turning a whole bunch of stuff in. Yay. Cool. Now, do we have another one? We should have another one here, right? Which one is it?
Well, we could do that, or we could go to Dole Online
Sure.
and check for quests there.
Okay.
And then do some of them.
Dole on Marth. Where is that? Which one is that? Those are all Telegoth. Oh, okay.
We are Gondor's eyes.
I always
and
forget which things I
Gondor's
have and
swords
which
in this
Ruins of
place.
Dengarth. Is that what you said? Okay. I always forget which ones I have travel skills for and which ones I don't. So the map for Travel Window 2 recently got some huge updates, and so they're making some changes still even to it. Here, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so there's a couple here. Reclaiming Lingris. The enemy's taking control of a bridge, so we're going to go and try and take that back. And then we have the unrelenting forces of Ungol pour from the mountains and attack anyone in Lingris. So we need to go complete Kalamurg, the hordes of Ungol. Okay, and then there's also Dor Amarth, and I got nothing coming up for that one. So we've got all of these. Cool beans. You just want to take the road here? Okay. This counts as defeating an enemy. You're like, yeah. What's that guy? Does that guy count as something? There's a salamander down here. And remember there was something that we needed to do for Pippin, wasn't it? Yeah, that guy. I think we need him for something. It counts as a foe. We didn't get any combustible powder from him though. We tried. There we go. Got some sulfur. Yeah. You would think my little drakeling would help us in some fashion, but I guess not. The rift crawler counts as as a foe. That's funny. Okay. All right. I see a swirling. I see a fire grim. What's that?
As long as we see fires.
Yeah. I see another one. It's got that swirly thing going on, you know what I mean? That little wind that it does. Cool. Alright, don't see any more at the moment. At least not right here. You want to check that other pile of fire? There's a fire drake. Oh. Well, okay. I mean, foes. Oh, now I'm in combat with something. Okay. Hang on, I got a... Or you got a ruins rat chasing you down. Okay. Oops. Collect combustible powder. Oops. But we don't want to get too far, right? Because where are we? Oh, we're over here. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. It's not showing up. Yeah, we've definitely got some red dots over here. Oh, we're doing cages? Okay, oops. I'm on the wrong side of the river. Alright, there we go. Oh, hey, I want to take one of those things. I have a bunch of these, like, bow chants. So, like, wind finder, foe finder, breach finder, yeah. They're just cluttering up my inventory. So I've decided that whenever I'm getting into combat where it's like close to my level, that I'm like putting one of those things on just to start using it up. Because if I'm not using them, then it's not something essential. In which case I might as well just go ahead and consume them, right? Like, They might be bound because I think I'm getting them from quests and things. Oh, that's crafted by. Okay, I could sell them. That's okay. I'll just use them. I don't mind. Oh, I got interrupted. It'll give me the placebo effect of making me think I'm more effective. Oops, I got their attention. Yeah. I was trying to gather the wood. Alright, and we still have a spear rack over here, so we gotta get past that captain anyway. Okay. Nothing right here, so I need to go find the next group. Down the hill? Scar. Oops, I got caught on the edge. I feel like a ventriloquist. I can shoot and drink water at the same time. We did pick up a few things here, didn't we? I think you're getting hit by a hunter that's not me. An archer. Nice. All right. Now we'll collect all the things. I am very much looking forward to when we can get more cosmetic outfit slots. So I was just thinking about how, you know, it's getting to be close to spring feeling weather. We have been having a little bit warmer weather here, which has been nice. And so I try to have, like, you know, cosmetic outfits for all sorts of occasions. But so I've got, like, I want to have enough on there that I can just have some static, like, seasonal ones. I have a couple choices for each season is nice. Like, there's definitely, like, when I'm doing festivals, I enjoy dressing for the festival. Oh, that's a cage. I totally missed it. The cage. But then also, it's nice to have some kind of adventuring outfits for when we're in particular areas. Sometimes just because, you know, it feels weird to be running around in a fancy frock out defeating things. And other times, like when we were, I think it was when we were in Mordor and it's just so dark, and we decided to wear really bright colored outfits just to be able to be seen. So that's kind of fun. So yeah, so having some adventuring outfits that are perhaps, you know, ideal for that. So I'm looking forward to being able to buy more of those slots. It'll be really awesome. So supposedly that's going to be this year and possibly around anniversary. So that'll be cool. There's a cage over here too, honey. I don't know if you got it. Cool. Quiet chat today, which is fine. It's just so funny how some days it's just like almost non-stop chatting, and then other days it's like so quiet. And it doesn't always match my energy. That's what I find really wild. Because there's days when I'm like kind of low energy. And then people show up and they're like, and this and that and that. And I'm like, okay, wake up, let's go. You know? And then there's other days where I'm like feeling energetic and I'm ready to go. And I'm like, yeah. let's do stuff and all that. And then it's like super quiet in the chat. So I figure it just comes down to like who's around and what they're up to and what they got on their minds. That is totally fine. We have a... Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. I was thinking we had a Slayer deed for these guys, but maybe not. Not that guy. Oh, because we finished that one. Oh, right. This is... Wait, This is Landscape Mordor, and we did finish these. That's right. But, yeah, we need the orcs inside the resource instances. That's what we're still looking for. Nope. Hey, a bunch of stuff over here, though. That's good. Okay. I was able to sneak in and get this spear rack without them noticing. That's funny. Yeah, okay. So yeah, if you go, kind of wide, you can get it and they don't even see you. Oh! Well, okay. Only those two saw you so far. Okay, and that one. Man, you're as bad as a hunter today. That was hilarious. I attempted to use the put him to sleep button, and instead I stuck a knife in his back.
That made him very afraid.
Yes, we do need the sword rack anyway. That's funny. Alright. Oh, and nope, not there. You don't have to get any more of those guys.
No, but I had to be in combat to refresh and everything.
Oh, okay. So I think we're done over there. Now we need to go to the side of the road, though. And we do need to deal with probably this one. Did I miss a cage? I was just thinking about that. Like, I have not been good about finding the cages. Oh, yeah, there is a cage there. Yeah, we do need to deal with those guys. Never mind. Oh my gosh, yeah, if coming in here over leveled, yeah, I guess you just be like, boom, boom. Or just don't even have to bother because if you're over leveled enough, they don't notice you.
Yeah, securing the encampment.
That'd be so easy. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay. So I took out the guys that were over there, but not... So Night Minda says good evening. Good evening to you as well. Oops. Getting caught on the furniture. There we go. So we thought we would take some more time in the Mordor region to knock out some more quests with the hope that we would get some more deeds, make some more progress at least on deeds. Okay, so I'm hearing that we need to do 400 on our current instance Slayer deeds. And how are we on that? Do you know off the top of your head?
The one we just did, we're at 120 out of 400.
120 out of 400. That's great. Lovely. Yeah. Oh. I got a flamey guy noticed me. Hi. Yep. I don't think I got anything for Pippin from him, though. That would have been handy.
I think I'm done for Pippin.
That's true. Oh, yeah. Bring the requested item, brings the items Pippin requested to Astor Hayward. Yep. That's true. I could uncheck that. So I got combustible powder, pinches of doomfilled sulfur, and parchment papers. Oh, right. I remember picking up some parchment papers in here. Rock on. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, I see a cage. Okay, so I can help with that. Ah, we need a specific keeper. Got it. Oh, we still need warriors and cages, and that's... Are you picking specific warriors?
Well, I'm gonna shut
Okay. Because there were a couple more back there, but you probably saw that. We gotta go take out a specific guy, so we might as well just take out the warriors on the way down. Wait, nobody asked you. Alright, cool. Oh good, that's 10 of those. And then we need one more warrior. Hey, there might be one right here. Oh my goodness, he just did like over half my health in that hit. That was crazy. Yay! 40 quests in Dol Amarth. And yeah, cool. So making progress there. Only 50 more to go. Well, maybe we'll do something else next week. We are making great progress. It is so true. Oh, sure. I could do that.
Be prepared to die.
I do not wish to die. Thank you. Completed. Cool. All right, so deliver a package. Well, we didn't finish defeating those foes. Yes, they do respawn. But as you saw, there was another exit out of here. So I think this is great. I think we're doing fine. We just keep running away from them. I mean, eventually they're going to rubber band. We're faster than them. Do we need the Grim? Nope. Don't. They are no longer following us. Nope. So I was just double checking, looking back again just to be sure like I wasn't wrong. Because that would be kind of funny if I was wrong. We didn't finish our foes in Talith Uri. We still have 5 more left. Which is kind of funny.
I'm not tracking that.
Okay.
But we are gonna
We were.
give credit for it.
Okay. Oops. There's a fire drum. Alright, here's the base. We need to put in a thing. And a fire drake that's just staring at us from behind. Doesn't it look like he's hiding, like he's ducked down, like a cat, like, ooh. Waiting for him to start wiggling his butt. We'll just go around him, it's totally fine. I was just checking to make sure I didn't forget to put the thing in the metal base, because that would have been funny too. New kitty. Aw. Cats are starting to snore. Oh my gosh. Somebody in world chat is telling bad jokes. What do you call a bacterial disease caused by tuberculins? Tuberculosis? Something about Hobbit flag bearers have incredibly low standards because they're short carrying standards. That was kind of funny. Alright, but we're trying to get over here, I think. There's got to be a thing over here somewhere. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's over there. I mean, it's behind them. Maybe they wouldn't notice. What do you think? Oh. Yeah, that guy just made a beeline to you. Holy moly. That was wild. But they didn't notice me, and so I'm trying to figure out how did they notice you and not me? Fair. I should say, you had the aggro. But I did get hit by a poison arrow of some sort. All right. Finished that one, Ray. Oh my goodness. We're getting more boxes on the LI reward track. No, we finished it. We got to 100. But what happens if you get to 100 and you're still gaining LI experience is it bumps up here on this box 101 and it just fills it over and over again. So now I'm at box 101, but I have 3 of them to claim. So I think I'm stuck here. So I'm just going to come down. There we go. All right. The punchline? Yeah. Another joke in world chat. 2 brawlers about to get into a fight. One of them draws a line in the ground. He says, "You cross that line, I'm going to punch you." He says, "So in case you missed it, that's the punchline." Arr, arr, arr. I don't know. I'm tempted to copy these down and tell them on Fridays, but maybe not. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Oops. All right. Although I may only capture what was visible, so I may not have got all of it. No worries. I figure I'll just have to every so often go online and look for bad jokes and write a bunch of them down, and then you tell them on Fridays. Ooh, what's that? Big fortress-looking thing up ahead of us. Where are we? That's Lugahash.
Yeah, on the dwarves that spoiler.
There's some dwarves there. Yeah. Man, look at that statue. That's something. Yeah, nothing's on my map at the moment for this area, but I don't have everything up in front of me either. Let's see. Oh, we gotta deliver that package. Where's that guy? Did we leave him behind already? Okay. Okay. We're gonna jump across the lava.
We're gonna jump across a gap.
Okay. I survived without.
Jump across lava.
Oh man, look at that. That's pretty though, isn't it? It's so funny. I'm just like, can you see in the distance? It keeps flashing in and out because I'm like just that far behind. Hello. I caught up to you. Ah, yes. Before says my favorite, it's not Locha related, but my favorite bad joke is knock knock. So you say knock knock, who's there? To who? No, it's to whom. Man, all this lava. It's pretty cool looking, really. So basically, I think we're doing this part where we're going to go back and forth over the lava. So yeah, it's like a little bridge there. Takes us over that lava. It's like, wow. We're going to go over some lava again. See? It's up there, coming down. So pretty. And yeah, so now where are we on this map? Oh yeah, we're in the middle-ish. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this one you do have to be careful because if you don't turn, you could end up in the lava. And that's not ideal. Another bridge over lava. Oh, so cool. Bridge over troubled lava. Yep. Or is it like tripled, so it's trebled lava? Okay, reclaim the first encampment for Gondor. For the Greyhammers. That's right. That would be a funny kin name, wouldn't it? For the Greyhammers. You would think somebody would have done that, yeah. I agree. Oh, you got your marsh frog out. Very nice. Hey, Casper. He's resettling again. Cat's being silly. Jo is zonked out and doing her little wheezy snore. Casper is next to me and keeps changing where he wants to be. Alright, I've claimed the encampment. For Gondor! For the Gondorian hammers. Doesn't really flow off the tongue like the other one does. I may have hit the captain and then sent him away for a moment. Alright, let's do another one of these because I don't know how long they last. Should be on there somewhere. Hmm. Claim the encampment. Awesome. I'm gonna follow for a second while I hover over these things. Okay, that's my running. That's the difficulty that I'm on. We've got a Gift of Umbar going on. Gift of Kingdoms of Harad. Gift of Kingdoms of Harad. Subscriber buffs. Halted experience. Doomfold Warding Lord? I think that's from you. Yep, okay. Following you. Okay, and then, yeah, the Battle Lord, that's also from you. The Hope, that's from you. Oh, there's the Bow Chant Finder. It lasts for 20 minutes. And then Anthem Dissonance, that's from you. And Tale of Tales, tier 1, that must be from you also. Cool. And all right, we have successfully claimed this area for Gondor. Yay us.
Now we could write down, or
I could take us somewhere.
we don't
Wow, hold on, look at that. That view, that's insane.
actually. How about I could?
That's so
you're
crazy.
there.
Hang on, I'm just looking around.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't come all this way very often. Goodness. Okay. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I think, yeah, that's like the center of it right there. And that's what's on the other side over there. And you can see all that stuff spewing.
To your right, you can see the bridges of Fishambal north and south.
I don't want to look at Fishambal. This place is annoying.
Okay.
Volcano more interesting. I did not enjoy going back and forth and doing all the things in Fishambal. All right, I'm going to take us to my campsite fire, though. We'll do that. So, there we go. Here it comes. Oh, that's so funny. I like your comment in world. So, cereal, you know, as we would say it and spell it, is with a C, right? But a lot of the names, especially elven or human names, I think, in Tolkien are often, if you see a C, it's a hard C. And so there's an NPC, so this would be actually a Lotro joke, who's in Minas Tirith, and she deals with breads and pastries, and her name is Cereal, but it might be pronounced Curiel. But either way, it's written Ciriel, so you would probably pronounce it cereal. I think it's quite funny. I like that. Okay. I am seeing that. Okay, so it looks like what we'll probably do today. So normally I stream for a couple hours and then before streams for a couple hours. And he does, he talks about plugins in Lotro and different, does some plugin development and stuff like that during the stream. But I think he is going to not stream today. So we'll keep doing some of mine for a bit. Now, may end up having to pause for a minute around 7:30 my time. So in about like half an hour, might need to pause for a moment to answer the door. But it's possible before can take care of that. But might pause the running around at that moment or something. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. So what we might do is go a little longer because there's a bit on my stream. Because there are quite a few things in this list of things to do here in Mordor as part of the Allegiance stuff. So we might see how far we can get today on my stream in terms of like, can we get through all of them? I still have 35 spaces in my inventory.
You're right. Is this one here near the fire too, or?
On the right. But that, Oh, yeah. I'm also getting attacked, so I think I'm going to stop looking at that. Hey, buddy. I think your wife gave us a package. He says, oh, you have a package for me from Vetha. What has my wife sent me this time? He carefully unfolds the leather satchel and removes a parchment covered with precise angular runes. He is about to show it to you, but suddenly he flushes and keeps it to himself. My temperature rises. It must be the Lake of Fire. Yes, that must be it. This message from my wife is not intended for anyone's eyes but my own. I thank you for the delivery, and I thank you doubly so for not reading it. Oh, hey, while I was standing there, it looks like he's got wings. That is kind of fun. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, so that one's done. Another daily request knocked out. All right, we got another place to reclaim. Search some rubble. How are we doing on Lothlorien? Oh, that's the actual questing one. We haven't done. We have quests to do. So basically, you can have one of the Mordor allegiances that you are earning reputation on, at a time. And so we are in the middle of that. And then as you earn reputation with one of the factions, different storyline, little quest line stuff opens up. So we are in the middle of the storyline for, I forget one of them. So that's what that was that I pulled up, was like the storyline that we still need to do. You should get up to 117, so that way our stuff is similar. I cannot unexperience myself. It is impossible. I cannot go down to 116. So I am 117. You should catch up to me. Here, this conversation is happening because I am one level ahead of Affodil. My Rosenbloom is one level ahead of Affodil. So I see things that are gray, and I'm like, whatever, we just go right past it. I don't care. But there's things that are still green and to Affodil, therefore seeing Affodil as we ride by, versus things that I don't care, you know. And so I keep thinking we're fine, and then all of a sudden things are attacking Affodil. I'm like, what's going on? No, I don't want. I don't need to be attacked. I'm okay not being attacked. Here, hang on a second though. Let me see if I can get this on thing. Can you hear it? That's. Oh, she stopped for a second. Because I said something. That's the cat snoring basically over here next to me.
I wasn't hearing it over the game sound.
I think Skagosi heard it. I can't. I don't think I can even recreate it. She does this kind of like. Cracks me up. Well, I'd have to remember how to do that.
OBS.
On desktop audio, probably?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I could do that if you, next time I try it.
Okay, stay here a second.
I was going to say, I don't think I want to follow you down there. But you may be going down there anyway. Because you're being attacked by a bunch of stuff.
Just came out to loot through rubble and honestly feeling so attacked. Okay, I'm done.
Is it good?
Well, it's good for me.
Okay. I will join you. Woo! Oh, I made it. Yeah, Skagosi says cat snoring sounds so funny and cute, right? It's like, it's so goofy, but it also makes me laugh, so it's good stuff. We're checking rubble, and sometimes we're finding stuff, and a lot of them we're not. We have to find 3 lesser artifacts, and 12, and we found 3 so far. And we've checked like 4 of these rubble piles. I don't know if it's the same. Like, do you find the artifacts in the same places every time or not? I'm not sure.
I should document it, and I have not yet.
Or it could be on the wiki. This one had something for me. Where'd you go? Did you already get it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On my way. Okay. Oop. We're just trying to thread ourselves through the green stuff there.
He does say which ones have it.
Okay. So it's possible it is persistent in terms of which ones are
Or the
actually
person
using.
that they just thought they were.
No, she just woke up. Possibly because Casper's foot was in her face. He zonked out. He's like... He's a happy guy, you know.
Be in the fire.
Uh-oh, I gotta go stand in the fire. I don't want to walk through the fire. Exactly. Let it burn. All right. Cool, there's 6.
Hey, that's not bad.
Okay.
You can technically find some of these in Mordor, but I don't want to.
So, speaking of like Buffy and other shows that have been iconic, there was a post with Nathan Fillion and oh god, her name just flittered in and out of my brain. The muscle lady. Oh, her name just keeps going right in and out of my brain. Ah. Anyway, Firefly people. So there was posts by Firefly people that were like, "Is it time?" It's like, "Yes, it's time." "You sure it's time?" "Yeah, let's go," or something like that. And so I don't know if that means we're getting something Firefly related or what's going on, but it definitely was like Gina Torres. That's who it was. Thank you. It was mainly Nathan Fillion and Gina Torres in the video, but like Alan Tudyk was tagged and posted it, and Kaylee Jewel State was also tagged on it. So I don't know what's going on. But wouldn't that be exciting? Something Firefly related.
Well, especially if it's not involved in Chelsea.
Yeah. Or maybe they're doing something else, but you know, the actors working on something else together. Who knows? Wouldn't that be interesting to do a different, like, different characters, different story, whatever, but, you know. You're being followed by a great bat. Oh, and, man, we just tracked all sorts of things over here. Okay, done. Okay. You think we're gonna find some? Oh, we're gonna find some rubble here, right?
Yeah.
This feels familiar. Oh, you bounced it back up. Okay. No worries, I'll catch up. You just show me to the rubble. This rubble? Okay. Yes, I'm at 7 out of 12. Yeah, that guy saw you. And now me. I don't know what you're talking about. They're not green at all. Super gray. Alright, those guys are green. Hello. Kato has returned from whatever adventure she was just on. So the cat's like this black blanket that's back here behind me. It's very squishy. It's like a fleece blanket. And so it's got a lot of give to it. And so they, and especially Casper, likes going over there and kneading on it. And it's not a blanket that I use. It's totally fine. I don't mind them finding joy in that. And it's slightly deteriorating over time. It's actually not a big deal. It's only a big deal when we put it through the wash and end up with like little pieces of it. But aside from that, it's not a big deal. But I thought, you know, with this one starting to fall apart, we should get them another blanket that they can squish and do all of that. So I got them a new blanket the other day. I was in the city and had a good time picking out a new squishy blanket for them. So they are both enjoying that a lot, it seems like. So Father Tom says, hey all, OMG, are those flowers real? Probably not. You're talking about the ones right behind me here. Nope, this is a wall hanging, actually. I find nothing there in that rubble. Oh, but maybe I'll find something in this rubble. Let's check it out. I found a dusty artifact. Imagine that. However, the weather is warming up here, and I am starting to see flowers out and about. I saw a bunch of crocuses already up and like with their little blooms coming out. I got some really cute pictures actually. So yeah, we're getting some warmer weather, and apparently the plants thinks it's time to come. I found nothing in that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it gets it off the map at least.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and they're right there. We are here. Okay, cool. Oh, more that rubble? Okay. Got it. 11. Wow, we didn't have to get very close at all. 12. Done. Should I take us somewhere, or are we going to ride out? Okay. No worries. Yeah, I've noticed some blades already coming up for probably my crocuses, possibly the tulips of all things. So, but I will admit that I am much better with outdoor plants than I am with indoor plants. So what's behind me is unlikely to ever be real plants. But I would think my garden looks exactly like that. But I tell you what, the garden, oh my gosh. So last year, okay, so a couple years ago, I planted some sunflower seeds and nothing happened. And I was really disappointed because I really love sunflowers. I think they're great. I think they're just really pretty and all the, you know, bloom and all that. You're running off the side. Yeah, so the sunflowers didn't come up. So then, and I'd planted like one whole packet of them or whatever. But I think the birds ate some of them, and I don't know, just nothing happened. It's like, okay, whatever. And then, so then last year, I got like another packet and then 2 more big packets. And I was like, let's go nuts. So I planted sunflower seeds all over the backyard. Now we're in the Netherlands, so we have like kind of a long rectangular backyard that kind of matches like the shape of the house in a way. But anyway, so it's not like a huge backyard. It's not like what I had like in Colorado where I had like, I don't know, 1/8 of an acre or something ridiculous. But yeah, so anyway, so planted a bunch of sunflowers seeds last summer, and nothing happened. I thought, okay, I guess not. And then like these stalks just started growing. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting something. And the stalks just grew and grew and grew, and they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but there was no flowers. I thought, well, how strange, but okay, I guess we just don't, you know, get flowers out of these. Another kind of like almost, but not quite, right? Well, then the flowers started coming, and it was probably September, August, July. Yeah, probably July, August, and September. Probably all 3 of those months was like full of flowers in the backyard, and they just kept coming and coming and coming. It was crazy. Like it turned into this like forest almost. It was wild. So, and then a friend showed me how to basically harvest the seeds off of the flowers when they were done. So did some of that. I think there's a base here, honey. I think I only got like half of the harvesting done too, because yeah, it just didn't get done. and so I have a ton of sunflower seeds. I'm going to give a whole bunch of them away, but then I plan to plant them back out. Given that these were just like dried in the house, not like professionally dried or anything like that, my friend suggested that I make sure the weather is going to be warm enough for them because they might be a little fragile, these seeds. So we will wait a little bit before they go out, probably until like March, April kind of time frame, once it's for sure warm enough. So Father Tom asks if I have a kitchen garden. Do you have a kitchen garden? No, I have cats. So one, I'm not good at growing things inside. I've gotten chives a couple of times. I love chives, and I love fresh chives. I love to be able to just like take a little bit and nibble on it, so good. Unfortunately, every time I got them, and this had nothing to do with the cats, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to keep them alive. And I think we've gotten like 3 rounds of them, like where they're already fully doing great, looking good, comes from the grocery store or whatever. And I mean, we're in the Netherlands. People grow stuff here constantly, right? Like this is a place of gardening and gardeners, and like when people say, what are your hobbies? I mean, gardening is generally a hobby that is majority of Dutch people will say. So like everybody's really good at gardening here. It's easier because the humidity's good, the temperature's good, like the soil's good. So things have a good chance of success here, which is great. So I was like, cool, I'll just get them from they're already in good shape and all that. Did that I think 3 times. I think we even actually got one from Germany one time because I was over there for something. It's not that far. But yeah, nope, they died every single time. So me and the fresh herbs are not happening. And I even had like one point I had gotten a whole bunch of stuff because the grocery store was doing a little thing where you got like little seed packets, and you got little containers, and you got little dirt thingy that you put water and it goes poof, So I got that, and I got those growing, and I was having some success. I had little sproutlings, all of that, and then I transferred them into a bigger thing, and they kept sprouting. I was like, great. And then you're supposed to put them outside, so I did, and then they all died. So I don't know. I will take us to Udun. So, Father Tom means a kitchen garden, as in like a vegetable patch to grow, to use in your kitchen. That is a goal of mine, absolutely. So 2 years ago, yeah. Okay, so hang on, let me do what I need to do here. What are we doing? We are doing Barad-dûr, Realm of the Black Word. Orky. Barad-dûr, here we come. Yeah, okay, so when we bought the house like 4.5 years ago, it was just a big patch of grass, and then there was one raised bed like along one side. But that already had like tall grasses and had some mint in it, which I do know mint will take over everything. And it was very healthy mint, like it was doing great. So yeah, so there was a bunch of stuff already growing out there in the raised bed area. So I wasn't prepared to undo that work that the people before us had done. Now, granted, some of it was pretty new stuff that they had planted to, make it look nice, whatever. Maybe they had stuff out there that they were keeping and they took that out to take to their new home. That sometimes people will do that. But it looks really nice, right? So I'm like, okay, well, this is already in good shape. That already looks good. I don't need to muck about with that. So, but the grass, neither of us, me nor before, are really big on having a patch of grass. It's not really our jam. So I'm like, I would really prefer to have like a bunch of stuff here that's really great for the bees and for the butterflies and, make it more of that kind of a garden. So that was a goal. And so over the past couple years, it's evolved a little bit in the backyard. But finally, what I came up to last year was I got these like containers, just like the outside, like a raised garden bed idea, but it's like a hexagon, and so it's just the sides of it. And then I thought this is cool because we like hexagons, and hexagons are fun. As before we'll say hexagons are bestigons. We got that from somewhere else. And so I was like, this is cool because then I can kind of mix and match how they're sitting near each other. And so I did them kind of like in a pattern on the ground. It's like, you know, like kind of boom, 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 you know, make a little, yeah. And they also came in a height, and then you could stack more of them on top of each other. And so I got like 8 of them. And so I had like one that was 2 high, one that was 3 high, you know, that kind of a thing. And then filled them with dirt, but kept them on the ground. So they're like connecting the natural ground. And in order to kind of like get it going, we did like the thing where you put cardboard down to kind of suffocate the grass. So I did that. And then we have a tree, and so there was like branches and stuff from the trimming of that from the end of the season, and so I put down like, you know, dead branches in there, and then had a bunch of leaves, and so like really, you know, set it up good for some good mulching kind of happen. So we had, you know, the cardboard layer and branches and leaves, and then got a bunch of dirt to put on top of that, right? So really tried to set the, you know, the nutrition, the ground up for success. And like if we'd find worms other places, it'd be like, here, you live over here now, you know, that kind of a thing. So, you know, doing some good preparation work. And then the next year, so that would have been not this past year, that was the sunflowers, but the year previous to the sunflower year, I tried doing that. So I had like 2 of the, how many containers did I have? I had 3, I think. So I think I did one with like, I didn't have 6. No, I mean in terms of like how many containers, sets did I have? So I think I did one where I tried to do herbs, and then one where I tried to do like flowers and stuff, wildflowers for, you know, the bees and stuff. And then one of them was something else. I can't remember what else. But yeah, so anyway, one of them was supposed to be the kitchen garden. Well, that was not successful. So I definitely want to try again. But last year, again, we did the sunflowers, and I actually got some other flowers. I've got a friend that's helping me out who's like definitely got a green thumb, or as they say, green fingers here. Green fingers, I think, is how it's done. How it's said. Anyway, so she's much better with this sort of stuff than I am. So at the beginning of the season, a lot of the grocery stores around here will have like huge packs and trays and whatnot of stuff that's already seeded and doing good, and then you just gotta plant it, you know, in your yard. So I got some flowers last year that were, I can't tell you what kind of flowers they are, but there was like pink ones and yellow ones and red ones, I think. And so they were already doing good. So transplanted those, and I did some moving around of where these things were, because as it turned out, this is probably part of why some of it died the first year, is because there's a hedge along one side. Oh, not for me, okay. And I think the hedge was kind of, as it grew in over the summer, I think it was suffocating. You know, it was like there wasn't enough light for the stuff I had planted there. So, so I've gone and moved the planter thingies further from the hedge, so they got a better chance. All right, so I have 8 tomes. Thank you. So that's been the next process, was moving the planters away from the hedge. And then my hope is to try again for a herb garden, but I'm still not settled on what's out there and where it's going to be and stuff like that. Because, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So there's a part of me that's like, well, I don't need to rush on the herb garden because one, it may I'll just die anyway. And 2, I may change my mind on where things are and may want to redo something. So I think it's okay. So just keep going with the cargolls. Hello, cargolls. I was picking up a gem there. Done with gems. Thank you. Let's see, I think that's all the cargolls because those 2 came out of there. Yeah. Yeah. Shall we exit? All right. Portrait exit. Leave instance. Yes, I'm sure. Thank you. No dig gardening. Your garden sounds lovely. Good work. Thank you. Is it called a Hugo culture bed or something? I don't know, but anyway, so so progress is happening. So I'm hoping to get some herbs outside again some point. Oh yeah, and I transplanted the mint out of there because I know mint will just take over everything. And I'm telling you, that mint was like going nuts. And then I moved it into a pot, and it was a huge pot. It had plenty of room, and it filled the whole thing, and then it just died. So, like, not right away. I don't know. Maybe I just skip the herbs for now.
Shall we turn all of our Hobbit or Legion stuff?
Sure. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick round of going to each of the Allegiance factions that we are friendly with, which is all 4 of them. And we're going to go turn in, because we picked up a quest from each one of them. So now we're going to go back and turn in a quest to each of them. So we'll do that and see what we've got left. But anyway, yeah, so I'm planning to replant. First, I got to touch this Hobbit collection box and turn in some stuff. And then I'm going to go talk to this lady. And my daily expedition is done. You're welcome. And then the daily request, which was an errand for Pippin. And we brought a bunch of stuff that will make fireworks. She doesn't know this, but we understand this. She says, thank you for bringing me these items. I will bring them to Peregrine, and I look forward to seeing whatever this project turns out to be. Something that would impress Gandalf must really be something, because everyone knows wizards are difficult to surprise. But maybe Peregrine can manage it. He's very smart, for his age. Indeed. All right. So let's go to... How about the king? Okay. Hi, Thayan. Thayan says, good evening, folks. Good evening to you. If you're coming for B4, he is not going to stream his plug-in along stream tonight. We're just going to run a little bit long on mine. Did you remember to turn in the stuff at your box back there, by the way?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Collection box. And talk to this guy. A casual study. Okay, he says, you have returned. I trust that you have brought your report on the infected creatures of Agarnath. You tell him what you have observed, and he notes your observations on a small piece of parchment. Thank you for this. Gondor needs as much information about the spread of this disease as can be obtained. Come back tomorrow for more work, my friend. Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll finish that. Oh, cool. 40 question. Agarnath. Done. Cool. Okay, and then let's see, what's the next one? How about Under the Mountain?
Sure.
That's the order that are on my bar.
So we the next north.
Lothlorien is south, and Mountain is north.
Not from Gondor. Gondor, Lothlorien, dwarves.
Oh.
South to north is how I have it set up.
We can change whatever order there are on my bar is probably what I'm going to do. So, yeah, we can change that. All right, you delivered the package to Gorthor. I hope that's enough for Yetha. but I am not foolish enough to believe she will not have another one to send him in a few days. Perhaps she'll come back in a day or two and deliver that one as well. And the one after that, by Durin's beard. When will Gothor return home and put an end to all this package delivering? Not soon enough, that is clear. I forgot to turn into the stuffed into the box. Oh yeah, and we do that. All right, and then off to the elves. Thayan says you should swap 1 week before it does festivals and you can code an add-on. That would be pretty funny. All right, so she's here. I'm going to turn in my quest to this lady. A swamp full of danger. If there was some way to heal the hurts of Agarnath, I would ask you to undertake it. Since there is not and cannot be, I am content for you to do as you have done against the dangers that lurk within its bounds. Return tomorrow, and I may have more for you to do on behalf of Lothorian. Also, I need to find the box. There it is. All right. And those were the things that we were collecting in those resource instances. Okay, so what I have left is Lingris Allegiance quests and stuff like that. So, I don't know. You want to do some of those?
We have both of the quests for another resource instance.
Okay, yeah, let's go do another resource instance then. That sounds good. So, Udun?
Yeah.
Okay. Udun Foothold. And then I would expect the door to be ringing any moment. We have somebody come over and drop some off. Okay, so what? Which one are we starting with here? Kalamurg, the final stand? Okay, sounds great. So yeah, when that happens, if you want to follow me.
Holdouts of orcs and lingers.
Okay, cool.
The well-fortified encampment of Kalamurg
All right.
continues to be battered by
So we have to
Ungor
gather
forces.
silk, defeat spiders, and then there's a big bad that we got to take out. Ooh. The encampment looks in ruins. Ruins, not runes. Oh, hey. There's a stalker right in front of me. Hi. I keep seeing something flickering. I'm like, okay, what is it? I think it's supposed to be like a banner flying in the wind somewhere nearby.
Oh, the shadow? Yeah.
Yeah. I got his attention. Oh, hey, there's branches in this one. Maybe I should pick those up. All right, because this is a resource instance, so there's going to be a bunch of good stuff. No, I don't think you can do branches. Although I got a spider over here. Nope, I didn't get it in time. All right, fine. Deal with the spider. Ah, thanks. Sometimes I could like collect the thing before it finishes attacking me, but that was not the case. I did try. More branches. I suppose it's probably good that we click on everything, or, you know, go toward everything anyway, because there was a spider that kind of appeared out of nowhere, I think. Like it must have been hidden or something, so, and we have to defeat all the spiders, I believe, in order for the big bad to show up.
I don't have to get to that section.
Yeah, fair. More spiders terrorize the inner encampment. So I hear. That would be really funny, me doing a plugin. I'm not sure how that would go. I mean, maybe if it's a simple plugin. No, what would really be the thing is to have him just tell me what to do. I, at one point, did go to try and get a programming, you know, not degree, but like a, you know, I wanted to go learn how to do some programming. And so went and tried to take some courses in that. And funny way that things work is that you can't get student loans in the U.S. This was in the U.S. I couldn't get a student loan for anything that wasn't a degree. So if I was working towards a degree, I could get student loans. Okay, I'll try and save you from wherever you are. Thank you. Cool. Oh, okay. It's raining again. Blah. Cool. Anyway, so if I wanted to go and do any classwork and not pay out of pocket, if I wanted to have student loans to help me out with that, then I had to be going for a degree program. And I already had a bachelor's degree, and it didn't seem to make sense to get another bachelor's degree. So I decided to do a master's program, and so I ended up doing an IT project management degree, which didn't end up in any classwork that taught me any programming. Basically, I learned how to manage the programmers, but not actually be one. So, yeah, that was that. Oh, we should check that door and see if it's open. Because maybe we got them all. So there's with the spiders in retreat, you should confront the foes in the cavern. There we go. So there's a cavern here somewhere. Oh, maybe it's this spot right here. Excellent. Looks like a pathway. So before you got all the spiders, this is covered in spider webs. And so you can't get in here. But once you finish that, then you can come into the cave. Small band of orcs have barricaded themselves in these caverns. So now before it says my degree was computer science, and approximately half of my classes ran through the basics of programming. I would expect a master's of computer science to have 0 classes. Yeah, that teach basic programming. What's that? 1/2 of 1-year classes ran through the basics of programming. Yeah, so we talked about, we did go over a lot of basics. Like I had a class that was like, this is what a computer is, this is the components, you have a motherboard, you have, processing, you have RAM, you have this, all the, just understanding the innards of a computer. So if you were, because if somebody's telling you, oh, this is a problem because of this and that, the other, about the inside of the computer, about the hardware, or the software, and you don't understand any of those words, then that's going to make you not as effective as a manager as you could be. So, some of it was about understanding, but we didn't get into any sort of thing of this is what C looks like, this is what C++ looks like, any of that sort of thing necessarily, not that I recall. Let's see, bring the silk, talk to, yep, I am also done. I was just checking because last time I needed something and it was up there, but I think, oops, that's the wrong button. Leave instance. And funny thing is, I had been back through my, just public education. There was a point where there was a computer lab, and so we learned things like a little bit of basic programming. Line 10, this line, so I knew things like go to and if then statements and stuff like that. So I had that already kind of in my pocket. But my hope was to, learn programming so that way I could actually do programming, actually create things and work on things and that sort of thing. And that, just something that seemed very hands-on. I guess hands on the keyboard, but still, you know what I mean? But yeah, that just didn't come together. So I would be rather an amusement trying to program a plugin, I'm thinking. All right, so, oh, we do have complete the Burning Mountain Blood Wings and complete Durthang the Dark Spire.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's right here, isn't it? Yeah, you want to do Burning Mountain Blood Wings?
Sure. Oh, actually,
No?
we should go check the other areas and see if there's any quests that
Oh, did we miss? Oh, right, because we didn't because our stuff was full. Yeah, and I'm currently at 39 out of 65, so I got room.
That's here.
We're here. All right, so we're going to check the Udun board. Oh, yeah, there's two things. Reclaiming Udun. Okay, taking encampments, sure. But this one is Agalach the Great Foundry. Okay, cool. And don't we have one other place to check?
What's that?
Don't we have one other place to look for quests? And why? Oh, that's
We
that one.
have touched all of them.
Oh, have we? Okay. Not that one. So, let's see. That's weekly conquest, resource instances. Yeah, okay.
Pretty much.
Oh, sorry. Road on the Burning Mountain. Okay.
And this one.
So, wait. Which one is it? The Burning Mountain. Hmm? Yeah, okay. Burning Mountain. Got it. On my way. On my way.
The ruined road of Mount Doom sits high above the
Before it says a
scorched
few of my
plains
classes
of
had
Gorgoroth,
used the language of your
and
choice
has
to
been a
complete this
safe
example,
path
but I
for many
tested out
foul
of the here's how to
things.
write a program class. Yeah. Yeah, you've had some, I don't know, I think I think also there's like a certain aptitude for it. Like, I tried to get into the computer club at one point, and it wasn't easy to, for me because I didn't live, at that time I didn't live near the school, so getting to and from school, there were certain windows of time where I had to leave in order to catch a bus to get back home. And so I tried like joining one time, but the teacher advisor person didn't seem to understand computers themselves, so basically just left the kids in charge of it. I mean, it wasn't like a big group, it was like, 5 people or something, but so like there was one computer, and so like you had one person at the computer and everybody else hanging around and talking and whatnot. And I didn't, I needed more information. I wanted to learn, and expecting other kids to teach me was not successful. And I don't even think the teacher stayed in the room. I think the advisor just like laughed because they had nothing to do. So they weren't like there to kind of like, be a part of that and stuff. So yeah, so it just never really clicked for me to, join in. And we didn't have a computer at home or anything, so it wasn't like I could be, experimenting or anything. I did end up trying to get a job in basically it was like kind of a web programming shop almost. It was like you already got that one, nice. It was, what was the deal? It was like basically it was like companies wanted to be able to track like, it was a stock market or something like that. So there was some kind of like basic information that was kind of be, sent for each, like it was you had a base of information that each of your clients was going to be getting, but then how you package that information or what specific information they wanted would be different per client. And so it was about then building these custom websites for each of them. And this is, there was some object-oriented programming, but there was still a lot of like typing stuff in HTML. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, it was interesting because we had like there was a room and a whole bunch of us were in there that were like trying to get these jobs because there was a handful of jobs, And then like every so often they'd kind of be like, okay, you know, you're not really what we're looking for. You know, you can go, you can go, you can go, that sort of a thing. So I was one of the you can goes at one point, which was a shame, but it, you know, I was fine. But having never programmed a website before in my life, it turned out that I was the only one in that room who had never tried to program a website before. So that was interesting. I learned a lot. Before says having computers at home to play around on, and having AP classes in high school both helped. And Thain says, I've tinkered with most programming languages, but SQL is my day job. Before says, so are you calling SQL a programming language, or saying you're doing that instead? Huh. So, did I miss something back here? I missed some scarn. I'm going to run back and grab this scarn. So I think you could put me in front of, you know, doing plugin development, but basically I'd be like constantly going, okay, so what do I type here? What should I type here? Yeah, Thain says, nah, SQL's kind of programming adjacent. Yeah, I've done various things like, what was the Microsoft like thing? Because you had Word and, you know, Excel, Access, Word, yeah, Microsoft Access, that's what it was. So I did a bunch of work in that at one point. I found that really interesting, but it, you know, it's not, like, it has limitations, obviously. And this is a while ago. Want a good way to make a database person Twitch pronounce SQL as squeal? Really? Who would do that?
It works a treat.
You've heard that before?
I have heard one person, I don't know how earnest.
Wow. That's funny. But then again, I mean, we both kind of twitch a little bit when we hear people. So we call it lotro, but we hear people call it lotro? Lotro. It's a British thing, generally. But it just sounds weird to me. I'm like, but what is that word you are saying? You know, a couple of years ago, honey, I found that like spiral garden that I thought was really cool. And then I kind of like moved away from that idea and have ended up with these other things instead. But maybe I might go back to that as being like, because there were some smaller ones that were super cute. I might get one of those or something at some point and use that as the herb gardens section. And especially if I put it up high, then maybe it would be where the cats wouldn't get to it. It's got me thinking now. Yeah, Lotro is Lotro. That's what it was. Lotro. It says I must have been corrupted as I pronounce it the same as you, but I'm British. Well, there's nothing to say that the British pronunciation is actually correct in this particular situation. I mean, yes, it comes from a British author, Lord of the Rings. Lotro does not, but it's based off of Lord of the Rings Online, or Lord of the Rings. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's possible that Lotro is the correct pronunciation. And, oh, I don't necessarily need to get that. But somehow I'm in combat now. Apparently there's a bat who really likes us. Or possibly. Can we exit while we're in combat? Oh, okay. Alright, we'll give it a try. Oh, it's right behind you. It's behind you! Okay, now we're good. Dooey. Oh gosh, we were gonna try and do a panto sometime with James, remember? Totally forgot about that. We'll have to set that up sometime. So I lived in England for 2 years, and it was when my kids were really young. So we were exposed to, well, my first husband was British anyway. So I was exposed to pantomime, pantos. And I think they're so funny. So I'm like, and then there's a friend of ours here who's British in the Netherlands. So we were talking one day about we should like put on a panto sometime, like maybe next, Christmas time. Oh, what'd you go into? Tower of Durthang. Durthang the Great Spire? Dark Spire? Okay. On my way. So, and I just forgot about that. I wonder, I was just going to say, I wonder if we should write one, but I'll bet we can find one. It would be fun if we could find one that has like, that's definitely like British, but it has some Dutch stuff mixed in with it, like Dutch words or something. That would be fun. Anyway. I mean, it makes sense to me that it's Lotro because it's Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like it's got that. It's more of that. It's not Lotro. It's not Lord of the Rings Online. What? Lord. So it should be Lotro, Lord of the Rings. We're gonna be sitting here like doing this all day, but it sounds more like this. Also, the people who made the game call it Lotro, and that's why I'm like, that's got to be the way to pronounce it. That's a fair point. Before saying that, we don't always pronounce the acronym the way that the letters making up that acronym are pronounced. What you got? Dan says, I had an American teacher in school, so I do pronounce some things in an un-British way. Oh, okay, now I'm curious. Like what kinds of stuff ended up, where did you shift over? It's interesting. Okay, so when we first came to the Netherlands, and I know people here, speak English. There's a lot of English speaking that happens here in the Netherlands. And in fact, the Dutch are known for being like one of the best English as a second language, or English is not their primary language kind of situations where they like, of the countries in Europe where English is not their first language, the Dutch are the best at it. And possibly in the world, I'm not sure. So the Dutch are very good at speaking English. They're very proficient at it, which is so funny because you'll get these Dutch people, they're like, oh, my English isn't very good. And I'm like, your English is better than my Dutch, that's for dang sure. Yeah, but anyway. So one of my questions early on was, do the Dutch speak English with, like, do they learn British English or do they learn American English when they're being taught in school? And I never actually got an answer to that question from most people, because it's not clear. But it seems to me that, well, they learn English with a Dutch accent because they're learning it from Dutch native speakers usually, and not people who are native English speakers. So most people most Dutch speak with a Dutch accent, honestly. But it does seem like the influence is more British than American in general. However, American culture is so predominant in just, TV, movies, music. And that's where a lot of Dutch people are learning English, is from watching, cartoons and movies and whatever. So there's also a bit of an American English in there, but it's generally with a Dutch accent. There is a guy I know here who speaks English. He's very fluent. He sounds very good. And he definitely has a British accent, but that's because he worked at a British company. And so he was speaking English with other British. I already did the lever. Do we have to do it again? I don't know. Yeah, so that I find fascinating. There's also another guy, though, here, Dutch guy, fluent English, 100% fluent in English, to the point where for the first, I would say probably 5 years that I knew him, it never occurred to me that he was Dutch. Like, I thought he was probably American because his accent is spot on. Just a straight, generic American accent. So it's wild. So before it's pointing out like JPEG, where P comes from photograph, so it should sound like JFEG, because photograph. Yeah, but it's a P, so we pronounce it JPEG, because that's what we see written down. Yeah, I can see how, yeah. Cause
JPEG has no standing GIF versus GIF.
GIF. Thing says, the one folks call me on is saying Z instead of Z. Oh, yeah, I could understand people would call you out on that. That's a very British thing. It's like, it feels very like betraying your countrymen by not calling it Z. I think they learn Z here because isn't that what Z is in Dutch too? Y. It's like the Greek's I, Z. I think it's Z. It's more of a T sound, but like Z, I think, is the letter Z in Dutch. When we were there in England, my oldest was just entering primary school, so there was a lot of that early learning stuff, and so I learned that. And then also there's the roads, the map book, A to Z. So I got used to that. I don't even know if that's still in use anymore, with the internet and apps and stuff. I don't know. Sneaky says, hi everyone, hello. We are discussing American English. Oh, I didn't touch a lever. Isn't there a lever in this room? Nope, just a door. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Okay. Anyway, we're discussing like British English and American English, and how you pronounce Lotro and stuff like that. Before it says Z is strange to me. Most English letter spellings use the letter in question plus vowel sounds. Mixing two consonants into the spelling unnecessarily seems to stand out. Oh, Z instead of Z, or Z.
A, B, C, D, E. These are all the letter plus vowels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did that one too. So, A. Yeah, you don't say, aid or something like that. 8. Bay. Bet. Yeah, you don't add extra consonants on there generally. Yeah, I can see that. That would be weird. So, Dan says, I would guess there would be there would have been more crossover from Dutch to English historically, but yeah, YouTube is today's teacher. Yeah, no kidding, right? And especially like, so we enjoy crafting also, and so we both knit and crochet. And before is actually the one who was knitting and crocheting first, so he taught me. And but then there'll be times when I'm like, after I get past the basics, I'll be like, hey, you know, can you help me with, you know, construction of a sweater or whatever like that? And he's like, I haven't done that. And, you know, he's like, you've been watching all these YouTube videos and you know a lot more about this stuff than I do actually at this point. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, YouTube is an incredible equalizer when it comes to learning things. Like I'm hanging out with like, you know, other people here in the village who enjoy knitting and crocheting. We get together like every other week. And yeah, there is definitely a lot of, you know, people who have been taught, you know, something by, you know, a grandparent years ago, and then, or they learned in school, because apparently kids here do learn stuff in school. There's some orders over on the side, sweetie. You're good on orders? Me too. But yeah, so there's a lot less of handing down of knowledge now all of a sudden, because everybody's learning it from the internet, which is wild. And there's stuff that I have done where I followed stuff on the internet and then I look at it and I'm like, wow, it'd be cool to do that again, but I don't remember how to do it. So I'll have to learn it all over again, which basically means I'll follow a YouTube video, get to the point where I can do it, and then just, you know, go, but then I'll forget it again once I'm done. That's how it goes, I suppose. So Sagosi says, we say Z in Danish too. Feels strange to say Z. Now Sneaky says, Northeast US here, it's Z for me. Yeah, well, I think for most Americans it's Z. I think it is Zet in Dutch. That does sound right to me. Good, I don't have any Dutch folks in the chat, any native Dutch speakers. Technically, we have 2 Dutch people in the chat, me and V4. Woohoo! Oh, we got all the boxes, and all of my things say, talk to Candor. Woo woo. Do Cool. All right, well, let's see what we have left to do. All right, so we'll turn that in. And
It is not Terry.
Nice, it's just as I expected. Ugrakor was planning an attack against us. I'm glad that you were able to hinder his plans. Still, we must be watchful, as he may plan to retaliate. And then, with the forces of Durthang lessened by your efforts, the threat of the captain of the pit has diminished once more. I thank you for your assistance. All right. We bravely forged it and defeated a bunch of Urkai. Oh, wow. Than says, my wife recently started hand knitting. Chunky wool, kind of crochet related. It absolutely is crochet related. I mean, hand knitting is crochet, just without a crochet hook. It's using our hand as the crochet hook. Because, I mean, that's what a crochet hook is the thing that goes through, you know, the loop and grabs the yarn by virtue of being a hook, right? And just grabs the yarn and hooks it and pulls it back. So your hand is the hook. I've seen people do that. Well, I've seen people on videos do it. I haven't seen anybody in person doing it, I don't think. But I find that fascinating. I mean, she is ready for working with a crochet hook if she decides to branch off in that direction. And the hand knitting, the other thing about hand knitting where I'm like, I don't really dig into it too much because I feel like it's limited to big chunky wool. And after a while, you've made all the things you wanted to make with that size of wool or yarn, and you're ready to move on to other things. So I'm actually working on a blanket right now using like this size of stuff, which is kind of like it's a bit it's kind of thick. It's not like as chunky as like what your wife is using probably. Um, and that uses a needle of this size, which is a 6 millimeter. I talk in millimeters. I know there's US you can do letters, but it seems that not everybody's consistent, whereas millimeters are always millimeters. So that's a 6 millimeter hook that I'm using, which is kind of a little bit bigger. But then I've done some things that are kind of more middling. So this is more like with a 4 or so. And then I've been working on something where I'm using like 3 millimeter needles. So it's taking a long time because you're just really fine work, but I like the way it's coming out. So I'm happy with that. So that's, I think, where I'm at is like why I'm enjoying playing with different sizes of yarn. So like from thin to medium to thick, whatever. So I'm glad that like I'm able to do all that, you know. So yeah. Sneaky says, back when I was a young lad, my mom crocheted, learned how to do a basic stitch, made my G.I. Joe a blankie. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, blankets are fun. I think blankets are fun. But you can only, I mean, like, I only need so many blankets in a house. So I'm trying to, like, keep it down because it's so easy to just be like, I will make these 10 blankets and just, you know, and then next thing you know is you've got, like, a house full of blankets. So Ginger says, I used to crochet, but my hands wouldn't do it anymore. Oh, I did try knitting, but I was told to do it backwards, so I gave up. Why would you have to do it backwards? You don't have to do it backwards. You do what you want to do. You don't have to do what people tell you to do. I mean, just saying. It's like being pregnant, you know? I mean, you'll get lots of advice, but that doesn't mean you have to take all of it. Aw, Sneaky says, I still have a blanket she made. I use it for my bed cover. That is awesome. So, all right. Well, okay. Do we have anything else we want to accomplish in this? Because I would be okay wrapping it up. Want to turn in the weekly? Yes, I do. Where do we do that?
Hobbits.
It says talk to your expedition organizer. All right, let's go see a hobbit. We're going to go talk to a hobbit about a meal. No. You know, it's interesting, Ginger, you talk about knitting backwards. So I was doing a project where I'm doing it in the round. So it's basically you just do the same thing and you just go over and over and over again, just round and round and round in a circle. And so I was knitting for a while, and then I'm supposed to switch to purling. So it's basically the underside of it. And so it's more bumpy. And I was just, the way that your fingers have to go when you're purling, I don't have a problem with that in general, but the yarn I'm using is kind of fine. And I was working in small circles because I was doing sleeves, and sleeves are, you know, pretty small circles, right? And so I was like, it was just making my fingers move in a way that was uncomfortable to me over long terms. So I was like, well, what if I basically, so the outside of it, what's looking at me here is purling, but the inside is knitting, right? And so like, what if I just knit that instead of knit here? I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but so I was like, instead of knitting here, I'm going to knit over there, and I'm going to just, and so I was trying to basically knit backwards, and it was an interesting experience, and I think I could get more proficient at it if I like did it more frequently. It was interesting, but it wasn't like, I don't have that muscle memory, and so it wasn't going very quickly, you know, so. All right, the Conquest of Gorgros thanks you for your aid. Take this as a token of our gratitude. Well, sure, man. Thanks for that. All right, I think I'll give you some stuff. Oh, Skagosi says I do nail binding. I don't know what it's called in English, and Tunisian crochet. I have looked up that you're talking about. I think it's a very similar word in English, like not like
They just use the same.
nail binding or something like that. Like it's a very similar.
I've seen it spelled with a double A.
Yeah, okay. We think it might be spelled with like a double A or something. Oh, I can't give you that away. It's, would you, can you, yeah, okay, there we go. Before us put in a picture or a link. It's, yeah, and apparently it's like some of the oldest ways of doing, making textiles is this. I don't, let's see, I think it was one of those things that I was like thinking about looking into how doing it, and I was like, I do not need another craft. But it's, I mean, I know this isn't the right way to talk about it, but from my perspective, like basically we're taking a thread, we're taking something long and straight, and we're looping it in and around itself in multiple different ways, right? So we're basically like creating knots. I mean, they're not knots, but we're creating loops and catching it with the next piece. So it's almost like a knot, you know? So there's like, that's the basics of all of this is just looping yarn inside of itself and pulling it out in different ways. That's what all these crafts are basically, right? So I don't know. Yeah, Skagosi said it's the oldest form of knitting because it's not technically knitting, it's something else. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, so before I put it in here, that it is a fabric creation technique that predates both knitting and crochet, also known as in English as knotless knitting or knotless netting or single needle knitting. The technique is distinct from crochet in that it involves passing the full length of the working thread through the loop, unlike crochet where the work is formed only of loops and never involving the free end. Yeah, so, and I can explain that a little bit. So with crochet, like I have this ball of yarn that I'm working with, and I have a piece of fabric that I have created so far. And so I have a loop here on the end of it. So what crochet does is let me scooch this to the other side, is you've got this yarn and I'm going to do various things with it that involve basically catching it with my hook. So I got a little hook on the end of the hook, and pulling it through this loop, but only that much. Like I'm only pulling some of it through and the rest of it still is here. And so I'm slowly taking what's on that ball and adding it to here. And so, you know, you do that in ways where you're like, so with crochet, you do that pulling through thing, but you're like, maybe, oh, okay, you know, I'm going to put my thing through here and I'm going to pull this yarn through here and then maybe make it so now back to one loop. And now I have attached more yarn to this fabric. So that's what crochet is doing. Whereas that Nålebinding is you're taking the whole thing and it goes through. So it's a totally different way to brain, because knitting is the same thing with crochet in the sense that you've got a lump of yarn that you're working with and you're slowly adding it onto this fabric that you're creating and adding more and more and more and more. So it goes from being here to being on the, becoming the fabric. But you're not taking the whole thing through every time. Yeah, so it's a different way of making things though. So I find it fascinating, but I think I'm not going to try and learn it anytime soon. Yeah, Skagosi says, making knots with a wooden or bone needle. I mean, isn't that fascinating, right? That there's like different ways to be like, I have created this yarn and now I'm going to take this yarn and use it to create fabric. Now, how am I going to do that? Oh, well, I'll use one thing and I'll pull it through, you know, like I'll hook it on there and pull it through. Oh no, I'll use 2 sticks and I'll, you know, put a bunch of stuff on one stick and then put it over on the other stick and then put it back on the fun stick and then put it back on the other stick, or, you know, or this where you're like, nope, I'm just going to take it all and like make a loop and then make a different loop and then make another loop and make another loop. And I mean, you know, how interesting is that? I wonder if one of the reasons that Nålebinding is like the oldest finding, you know, is one of the oldest ways of doing it is because the creation of yarn would have in itself been a pretty big advance in technology, I would think. Like, imagine you're you found some cotton or found some wool or whatever, and you're just playing around with it, and all of a sudden you realize like, hey, I'm like rubbing it together, and now I've got this this thing that's like, it's not coming apart like the little tufts would be, right? And so you're like, let's do some more of that. Let's do some more of that. And so like, it wouldn't surprise me if you'd end up with like a string that was, so long, whatever. And so it would be easy to take all of it through, and then, you find some more wool and you're like, oh, let me just add that to the end. And so then you're just like, you know what I mean? So maybe the yarn itself was growing over time. And then, maybe there was a point where somebody's like, hey, what if we just gather a bunch of the wool and we just do it all at once, and then we end up with a bunch of wool, and then we can, and so then that would lead to different ideas and stuff like that. It makes me, it just makes you curious over like thinking from a practical perspective, how would we have gotten, from A to B to C and stuff like that. Skagosi is an archaeologist. Very nice. No, don't be sorry to be nerdy on this. I love it. I am, like I said, I find it fascinating to go through the thought process of being like, what sort of tools did we have, or what kind of knowledge did you have? And like, just these, these advances, I mean, we were like, what do you mean? You just have yarn. Of course you would. But it's like, no, how did you get to a point where how did humanity get to a point where we knew how to make yarn? Like how to, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's cool. So I did run across the Nålebinding thing before, and I find it fascinating. So that's really exciting that, that you are involved in that. That is wild. So one of the things that I'm also think would be nice to do. Well, there's two things that I'd be like, if this piece of knowledge could just end up in my head, boy, wouldn't that be great. One is how to repair. So like darning, and, fixing holes. And it doesn't even have to be in a way that's like matching the material so far. Like, like it wouldn't have to be exact. Like there's a hole here. I wouldn't be like, oh, it has to match this exactly. In fact, I would be fine if it looked like embroidery, which is the other thing that I would love to just like pick up the knowledge and stick it in my brain and be able to just do it. Because I think adding embroidery to things makes it just look so much cooler. And so that can also be included in like as a technique of repair. Like I remember like when I was a kid, like you'd have patches, like you would have literal pieces of fabric that you would sew onto something as a patch. And sometimes you'd get a little, creative and fun and make your patches look fun, it's interesting that we've gotten away from that. We've gotten into, I think because of, fast fashion, and it's just so easy to create like large pieces, like large clothing, like create a lot of it very easily with machines and stuff like that. But I think I do miss a bit of like how to tend to my own clothes. Like, and we don't really do that in Lotro as much, but I mean, there is something that seems to be a little bit of like, our Lotro characters, okay, yeah, we have our wardrobe and all of that, and we have the cosmetics and stuff like that, but like, they're not, like they have to, in the game, if they're looking for something, like they got to go to a quartermaster, or they've got to go to the barterer for the festival, and that's a limited time. And, so it feels like in Lotro, it harkens back to that idea of you have a more limited set of options for, your clothing, your armor, or whatever. And so I think about that kind of mindset sometimes, like in my own stuff. And I think, are there ways in which I could, have my stuff repaired rather than being like, oh, okay, it's trash, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of a mindset that I have. And so I enjoy kind of looking for that in Lotro too, and being like, okay, because, like the Hobbits are very agrarian, and, You know, they don't have big factories and stuff like that. And I mean, that's, of course, part of the story and part of, you know, the subconscious of Tolkien reading, you know, coming out into what he was writing. So yeah, so I think about that sometimes too. Like there's so many advantages that we have now, like being able to use a computer and have computers and all of that, that I would be sad to lose that. I love the technology that I have access to and you know, the ability to do this sort of thing, right? But yeah, at the same time, it's like I feel like there's still some things that would be nice to weave back in, as it were, into our kind of like our daily lives and our expectations when it comes to things like, you know, I don't know, clothing and being able to repair or, yeah, I don't know. On the other hand, I was like, hey, I will knit myself some sweaters, I'll knit myself some shirts, blah, blah, blah. And as it turns out, even knitting on reasonably small needles, and not even the smallest you can do, but smaller, as small as I want to do for now, I still cannot get anything close to as fine of a weave as you get off of something that's made, you know, in a factory on a machine. So, so there's still a part of me that's like, okay, well, I guess I still just buy clothes rather than making stuff. But I am trying to find that balance of, you know, things that are made to fit things that I want to be able to wear versus things that I buy. And where's that breakdown? You know what I mean? So anyway, well, I could be done here. Yeah. Okay. So it's been 3 hours that we've been running around here as well. So that's probably time for you guys to go and, you know, do things in the real world or in the Hobbity world as well. Oh, a couple things I wanted to mention though before I forget. Timing wise, so let's see. I went ahead and I was mentioning this earlier. I use Lotropad. I find it so handy, and so I went ahead and was like pulling out all the things from the Lotro events calendar, excuse me, that were coming up this year that I was like most invested in. Oh my goodness, excuse me. So a lot of times I put this in my character's bio, but I haven't done that yet. You know, maybe I could just do that real quick right now. So here's what I've done. And somebody else doing, I stole this from somebody else. I can't even remember who anymore, but you know, we all crib off of each other. So you go to your character and you go to your biography and you hit edit. And that's where you get this, basically, there should be a way to open. Can't I move this bigger? I thought you could make it bigger. You probably can, and I'm just missing it. But anyway, and you can put anything in there that you want. So what I have done is, so like, I want to, oh, now I haven't tidied this up. It's a little messy, but I could just throw it in there. All right, so I want to take all of this information, so copy, and I want to overwrite everything to here, I think. Let's double check. Bum, bum, dum, bum. Where did I leave off? Fragments 2000. Yeah. So okay. So here, this is old information. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna save that. So now, if somebody like looks at my biography, like if I'm running around in the world, they'll see that I have put the events calendar into my biography. So it's a quick little easy way for, I could be like, yeah, just look at my bio. So isn't that fun? So I wanted to let you guys know that we have a 10% Virtue XP boost coming up on Thursday. It goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So all of those Virtue XP things like that you get from the Hobbit gifts, if you're hanging on to those, as I often do. So it doesn't look like a bottle anymore. It weirds me out. What is that even? It looks like a head, but I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to look like. Anyway, these things, consume those Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because you're going to get a plus 10%. So wanted to make sure everybody was caught up on that. And then, see, the Loacher Pad is so convenient because then I can have that on, it's on all of my servers. So like if I go over to Mary, I can just copy and paste that from there too. So convenient, huh? Okay, Spring Festival is coming up. Oh, the LI reward track ends on March 4th. So basically you have 7 days and 19 hours to deal with your LI reward track. So get on that if that's something that you are hoping for. Spring Festival starts on March 12th. So that's 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Yay! We have Spring Festival coming. So those are the big ones. They're doing the April Fool's Chicken Run again this year. Buried Treasure is coming up in April. Rowan Rasby will be back in April. And then the Anniversary Festival starts April 23rd. So got a little while before that comes around. But it looks like they're doing a Virtue XP boost roughly, well, not once a month, but periodically through the year. So I'm not saying you should like hoard that stuff big time, but just keep an eye on that because it can be, if it's coming up to a boost, you might as well just wait and then, do the thing. So, all right. Well, I think that's it. So unless anybody has anything else that they want to throw into the chat, I think me and B4 and these cats are going to call it a good stream. Maybe I'll jump in here. Oh, dang it. Hang on. My character ended up facing the wrong way for that. Let me move over here. Your tea set is below the carpet. It's kind of funny. It sank into the carpet. It's a very plush carpet. and our outfits. So, yeah. So anyway, thanks for a fun little conversation. That was fascinating. Yeah. Well, anyway, we should be back here next Tuesday. Hopefully before we'll be back up for streaming then. I think he'll probably want to in order to make sure everything's ready for the festival buddy too before the festival starts. So yeah, I expect he'll be on next Tuesday as normal. So thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you all next Tuesday. All right. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.